I'm Natasha.
And we were wondering,
are you free for coffee?
Welcome, welcome.
Guys, we're about to save some of y'all with this topic.
Okay, this was on Buzzsprout, I think,
yes.
or BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed, yes, BuzzFeed. We mix it up.
20.
Y'all hear Nelson?
Okay, the mailman is at the door.
Nelson.
Minding his
Come
business.
On. He's bringing us stuff. Come on.
Protecting us from the mailman. Okay, 22 dating red flags that older adults ignored when they were younger. So they want you to do better.
Y'all know I'm divorced.
Nelson.
Oh, y'all know I'm divorced. So this episode is for me.
Okay, these are really good. Okay, number 1, bad money management.
Ooh, child.
Now this is on either side, male, female, anybody. Okay, so if you see a potential partner mismanaging money, run. 2, lying.
Baby.
Enough said. Lying.
That's it.
Okay, 3, wants you to only spend time with them. They pout when you meet your siblings for lunch. They slowly eliminate your time with friends. They just want to put everybody else out.
Yeah.
That's a no-go.
That's a no-go.
4, they go too fast, too far. They're already in love.
Yes.
They're already want to get engaged.
Married to you.
Yes. Yeah, run. 5, an obsession with vanity. People obsessed with how they look will also be obsessed with how you look.
Yeah. And as you age over time, which is normal, there may be an issue with it. That's a good one.
Plus, I don't want a guy that
my
is
feelings.
Prettier than me or like
or even aspires to be prettier than me.
That's just not a good look. 6, control freaks.
Oh, yeah.
7, putting you down in small ways, then laughing and saying they were kidding.
Yes.
I hate that.
Those underhanded joke little things, baby, let me tell you, I've lived that. That's going to come up later. It's going to come up later.
Even friends that do that. There's just people that do that, no matter your relation to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's just a bad situation. 8, pay close attention to how a man treats their mother. And the things you're looking for are the extremes. Like they're abusive. Like one of the stories was the husband called the mom. They live next door. That's a red flag. And was like screaming at the mom for her to iron his stuff because he had to go on a trip or something.
Oh.
Some craziness. Like he's not a grown up knows how to use an iron, but okay. Or the fawning. Like always wanting to, I got to go over to my mom's. I got to see about my mom. I got to, take my mom this and that. So it's the extremes you worry. You want them to be nice and polite and see to their mom, but you don't want to go in either direction too much. Yeah. 9 is selfishness. And that translates, oh gosh.
Ooh, baby, when I tell you, we could write a book.
So many areas of their life, isn't it?
And I'm going to tell you guys a secret I have learned. My life of marriage and divorce and all the jazz. Pay attention to people who want to serve you. Because as women, I think we tend to, that's our disposition for most of us, is how can I make his life easier? How can I make her life easier? That's kind of what we bring to the table. And what will get real old real fast, and it's just simply not sustainable, is you're always trying to make their life easier, and they're always trying to make their life easier. So there's no one making your life easier. There's no one alleviating that pressure. There's no one, believe me when I tell you, nobody is strong enough to do that forever. And that's what happens.
And I think, don't you think society put that on women to be like servitude?
Yeah.
You know, you be the servant. You be the, how can I help you? How can I, let me serve you this?
And a quick way to see this that I think is an early sign that some stuff you just don't know till you have kids or till you are faced with something. But sex is an early sign.
Yeah, it is.
Are they eager to get theirs, or do they only do things for you when it's for them, really,
Yeah.
or is it about you?
But the selfishness translates it crosses over into a lot of areas.
Yes.
Sex, money, the household chores, dealing with the kids, all the things.
Just a lack of balance all around.
So that pay attention. If you find yourself trying to improve your partner, like clothes, speech, ideas, taste in TV, that's a red flag, because you're trying to change them.
That's right.
Like if you don't like who they are and what they're doing, that's not your person.
They are who they
Move
are.
on. 11, a partner who is tolerant of your foibles and weaknesses as opposed to supportive of them. So especially when it comes to weaknesses, it's a difference between someone who is genuinely excited if they can help you in some way, as opposed to someone who just deals with you.
Okay.
So that kind of goes back to the servant and selflessness. It's like one way you're in it together and the other way you're a burden.
Right.
That's what it
boils down to. Yeah.
12, pushing you to do things that make you uncomfortable, whether it's sex, partying, spending, or lending large sums of money. Just a no is a no. If somebody asks you to do something and that's just not your jam, or you don't want to do it, they just take the no and move on. But someone who pressures you to do something, that's a problem. 13, if they cheated on a previous partner, they will probably cheat on you. How many people do we know that they hook up with the guy that's married, and and behold,
and then you become
a few years down the road, once again, only this time you're the spouse.
Yeah.
Or the girlfriend.
That does happen a lot.
A lot.
And you just ain't in it till you're in it.
Right.
And then it's usually kind of too late because you've built this whole life.
Well, because they've told you, the spouse or girlfriend doesn't understand them. They're this and that, whatever. Now, to be honest with you, I don't really count. Well, how can I say this?
I know what you're saying. I don't know how to put it.
If you're not married, then it ain't cheating. Now that's my feeling. That's just my feeling.
Y'all know Lisa's thing is if you ain't locked it down, it ain't locked.
It ain't locked. If the door's open, you can't steal if the door is unlocked. You just can't.
You better call your insurance adjuster. They'll tell you.
That's called borrowing.
Yeah. Or you just took it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't stolen.
And that's just me. So if there's a girlfriend situation and they just find somebody else, they just find somebody else.
And I'm going to say this with cheating too.
I don't know.
And I used to say Lisa was wrong. And then, that's the thing you don't do. You don't tell someone like, because then life will bring you these events and you're like sitting somewhere thinking, oh shit, Lisa was right, which really happened to me. So I will say this in terms of cheating. Number one, are you married or are you unmarried? I do agree with you. It's totally different. The other thing too is this an affair or was this a drunken one-off? I think there's levels to it because some of it took too much brain power for you to do it, for you to never think about me.
Right.
Yeah, if you just kind of fell on a dick or fell in some pussy after a certain situation, I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying it doesn't mean you have a propensity to do that.
That's maybe not your. Yeah, I understand that, but the thing with if you're not married, and I'm not saying guys just cheat on girlfriends and stuff, but I'm saying if you met somebody else and realize that's who you want. I mean, to me, that's where you're going,
especially if you choose to lock it down with the new person.
Right.
Because that just meant you found your person.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, to me, that's a little different. I know some of y'all will disagree with me because you're the girlfriend and I understand that.
I like old school dating. That's my mama's opinion.
It just is what it is. Now, marriage, I mean, everybody's got a different tolerance level for that. Mm-hmm. Some people, that's not that big a deal. They just, my grandmother used to say, just wipe your mouth and come on home. So I don't know. That's different. But just know if someone has a propensity to do that, that's what they're going to do. So you've been warned. Let's see. Ongoing cheapness.
Mm-hmm.
Mooching off of friends, eating your groceries and not replacing them, showing up to friends' house empty-handed, expecting you to bring the wine, just stingy.
When I tell you I agree with that.
Stingy.
I agree with that.
Yes, that's an awful look. 15, being quick to anger, criticizing friends and family, negative comments, rudeness, aggressive driving. That's who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So you want someone slow to anger.
Yes.
Like just stuff doesn't bother them.
Just living with someone alone, some shit's going to happen that makes them angry.
Right.
So slow to anger is a big one. Slow to anger.
And just kind of an easygoing personality where stuff doesn't rile them up. Mm-hmm. That's a good thing to be. 16, setting themselves up as a smart one and implying that you know less or your opinions aren't as valuable as theirs.
I've seen that.
Big red flag.
Big red flag.
17, never apologizes. Don't we know? I personally know some people like that.
Y'all know, I know most of them. Never
apologize.
They're never the issue. They never apologize.
Now they'll do other things,
like buy you something cute.
Stuff. They do something. Be real careful try to be nice, but don't apologize.
Careful of that because that's not ownership, baby.
No, and that's not apology.
And it's not an apology. That's right. Yeah. It's not ownership, and it's not an apology.
But it does tell you they know they've done wrong.
Now, that's always been my thing. You did something. That's why you're up here buying.
You just can't say it, but that's a problem.
A big problem.
Okay, 18, bad kisser, bad at sex. That ain't gonna get no better.
I hate to admit it, y'all.
It just probably won't.
But in these 38 years,
it's probably not.
On this low mileage cootie cat, I'm gonna tell you, it just because they, especially at a certain age, they are who they are.
I agree. Plus, now I would say if we're talking to you out there in podcast land and you're young. And like Natasha said, low mileage. You ain't been around the block, but maybe once or twice. Those people can learn. Yeah. You're still learning. Yeah. Now, those people, I might give you a pass.
That car is 40
and if they're willing,
yeah, because you got to be willing. Yes.
But
which goes back to the selfishness,
right? But our age, folks, and this is what you got, baby. It ain't getting no better. It's not getting any better.
Because your practice throws is done. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
no do-overs.
There's no do-overs.
This is it.
And you've learned it bad. I'm just going to say.
And you feel like you didn't. You feel like you know what you're doing. I got this. Yeah, no, you don't.
Mm-mm. Feeling around in the dark, baby. That's what you
Okay, 19, nitpicking the food you prepare. So a grown-ass adult pouting, whining, glowering, I can't say that word, in reaction to the food that I put on your plate.
Let me
you know what? Something. At this stage, I hate cooking. So if
I was nice enough to cook for you,
just you better smile and say thank you.
Let me tell y'all the issues with being near 40 and divorced. If you criticize anything that took me quite a bit of work, I'm heavy on fuck you and your mama. And I mean that. If I have cooked for you, first off, we all know how much groceries cost. So if I have had to go to the store, think of what I'm going to cook, purchase the items, then stand and actually cook this for you. And you have the audacity to move some stuff around with a fork, don't never come over here again. I'm just going to tell you.
But don't you love those guys? I think we've all dated them where you messed up and they're eating it anyway.
My dad is so sweet.
So sweet.
My dad, y'all know my mom is 80. She's almost 81. She burnt the hell out of something recently. And you could taste it in the unburned parts.
Mm-hmm.
We took a few bites and was like, oh, it's not bad. My dad ate the whole thing and then took his bowl. He goes in their room and he was like, oh, give me your bowl. Almost so she could see that he ate all of his.
Oh.
And he said, you're not going to finish this? No, it's burnt. He said, no, it's not bad. So she looked at him with a dare. Do you know he ate her bowl too? I thought, now that's love, baby, because I took my few bites and took my black ass to Griff's. I said, no, I'm going to have to do something else. I don't even want nothing healthy after that. But really, just so she wouldn't feel bad.
Yeah.
Because my mom's 81 and she forgets stuff. And that's what happened. She started doing laundry and was
I
like,
do that. I forget stuff. I
like,
didn't
what is
used to. I burnt something the other day.
Yeah. So, but I tell you what, you better not complain about it.
Right. Especially when you don't cook. You know how some people don't, but then they complain about the person who does.
I'll be alone and cook for my damn
whoever
self.
in your house cooks, be
Thank
grateful.
Thank them because it takes work.
Yeah.
Yes.
20. Talking bad about their exes. If all your exes are assholes,
you're the problem.
You are either 1, only attracted to assholes, or 2, unable to take personal responsibility for past mistakes and learn from them.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, that's so if you talk to someone and it's always, what they did, what a bitch, what a asshole, whatever, they're the problem. They're the problem.
And guys, we have given you all some tools on how to research people in the past when we've talked about online dating.
Yes.
So I'm just going to tell y'all what Natasha does. And don't follow me, follow Jesus. But I will look your ex up. And I'm going to tell you this. If your ex is doing better than you were the problem.
Oh, yeah. And if your ex looks all sane.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
If they were looking a little off before, but they're sane, they're living a good life.
Yes.
Not every time. This isn't foolproof.
It was you.
But most of the time, because the people who are complaining, that goes into a character situation. So if they're complaining about their ex, because what does your ex have to do with us?
Well, and talking bad about them, because to me it would be like, unless there was some kind of abuse, like stalking or abuse or something,
it just didn't work out.
You could just say, yeah, she's a lovely person, but we just drifted apart.
It didn't work out,
or she wasn't my person, or whatever. She's great. She's a great this and that. You can speak highly of people and truly care about people, but they're just not your person. That's what I want to hear.
That's it.
I don't want to hear what a bitch she is.
Because that means if we break up,
that's what you're going to be saying.
That's what you're going to say about
me. That's it.
Because you the problem.
That's it. Okay. 21. Too many years too late. So the person writing the article says they learned the lesson that once is a pattern. If you do these things, now listen, he has a bad day and takes it out on you. He drinks too much and ends up verbally abusing you. He promises to help more around the house, and everything he does to help is wrong and has to be redone.
We talked about that before.
Yes, remember? That was the weaponized
incompetence.
Yes. But she's saying he doesn't have to do it multiple times. If he did any of these things, that's his default or her default. This could be girls do this too. Whoever, that's their default. If they're like I used to say, you come home and kick the dog, but I'm the dog. Seem like
come home fussing at me,
right? So if any of those things, that's their default position. That's where they go.
That's their go-to.
Like why am I on the other end of your bad day? Like that shouldn't be. So if any of these happen, if just one time, that's who they are. Guys. That's who they are. So think about that.
Guys. That was what, 20, 21?
That was 21.
Okay,
22. Oh, this is a good one, y'all. This person, they call it the misery test. So you need a situation that comes up that puts you and the other person in a miserable situation, where you're physically uncomfortable or emotionally or mentally challenged, like you've got a flat tire, your air conditioner goes out, you're camping, there's some kind of inconvenience, something happens. How they act, observe how they act in this situation, how they treat you, how they treat the other people in the situation. Like there might be service workers, there might be people coming to fix the whatever, and you'll learn so much about their character.
That's true.
Now, are they just mad, cussing, fussing? Are they cordial? Are they cordial? Just got a smile on their face and just go get with it, and making the best out of a bad situation? Or are they showing their ass?
I'm going to tell y'all, my biggest thing on dates is not where you take me. It's not what we do. I always watch how you tip. Do you
and how
bitch
you
about
treat
tipping?
service
Yeah, and so
workers.
just the whole experience.
Yeah.
Well, first off, you treat them bad at the beginning. Me and the service worker are gonna eat, and I'm gonna leave you,
Right.
because
But
you're just not
haven't
gonna
you
do
seen
that.
people
But I
talk
have.
to people
But then I
crazy
also
and-
wait, because it speaks to you're cool as long as someone's serving you. So when you get to that tip and the service is done, right? Because now you're at the end. If you watch people, they count pennies. When they go, I'm just going. That's an issue for me.
Yeah. Or
That's
what they didn't do.
And what they didn't do.
They didn't fill my glass up at the last.
Yes.
Or something
because
so
guess
stupid.
what? They're going to do the same thing to you.
Yes.
Well, we would have done that, except, you didn't do this.
They're grading.
That's it.
It's the grade.
It's the grade.
Which puts every encounter as a transaction.
That's it.
With them. Those people are kind of like that. So
that's what it is.
She's right. They'll do that with you too.
Yes, they do.
So live and learn, y'all. I hope you wrote those down. Up next, simple meditative affirmations at work. But first, a message from our sponsor.
During hard times, it can get really difficult if you don't have anyone to talk to. Being alone with your thoughts can be an isolating feeling that can allow negativity to consume you.
This is why we are sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to.
There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire to help assess your specific needs, and then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours.
Then you schedule secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages, and everything you share is completely confidential. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime.
Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. So many people use BetterHelp that they are currently recruiting additional therapists in all 50 states.
Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee. That's betterhelp.com/free-for-coffee.
Okay, so mine is just, I'm in my soft, selfish era. So my quote is, but this is true, taking care of myself is productive.
Ooh, and it is.
And it is.
Mine is, I am accomplishing everything God has placed in my heart to do.
Okay, we can just end the whole thing on that. That's a good one. Okay, loves, thank you for pulling up a chair and joining us for coffee. Please subscribe to Are You Free for Coffee podcast wherever you're listening. We hope that you learned a few things and that you will find joy in the little things. Until next time.
Part of the Boundless Audio Podcast Network.